I think this is sung by one of my old Transylvanian sisters, or my Transylvanian sister. I don't think, by the sounds of her, she's never changed. She's always just remained that same way. I think she might even be Sue, and she still like it, and she was Sue back then as well. So, whereas me, I really changed. I embraced evolution. Some people don't change. It's just the way they are. I think they're. I'm not sure why exactly, but I think you know it must be how we're created in the beginning. I was created as a soul which advances the world. My energy cell is a sun god, so it gives life life uh, to progress. I'm like a pioneer that demands change and movement, and maybe she's more born just as more like there's a mineral that I won't say what they all are, but there's minerals that some people are that they're already like established. So maybe when I was born, I wasn't established. So it took me a long time to come to the point where I was. But in that process, I developed a desire or a ability to change and progress the life around me. So I can do that. I'm one of the few people on earth that can do that. And in adversity, I can come up with good solutions quite easily because I have a bigger advanced soul. Some people don't want to advance; they just like being the way they are. I think this girl, I don't know for sure, but I think the woman who sings on this song, which I really love, it's from an album I found somewhere, and I just love the song, and I love how it sounds. And when I was really unwell, I used to sit and listen to it, feeling all tingly, and all connected to love and the life and the God and the world, and maybe it was connecting to her voice, which was sort of, it's almost lamenting something, like something is dead can dance. It's quite a scary sort of voodoo, almost Sioux sort of mystical sort of concept, really, that there's life after death or something like that. What's going on here? Let's come back here again. Oh, I see. Bodyguard. Yeah, I had this song going before. I'd love to be like that, a bodyguard with a sword, and he just carries a sword with him, and then if anything's wrong, he's like a ninja. He transforms to a ninja and just slices him. He's like a ninjutsu master, the bodyguard. My beautiful girl, whoever she is, some pop star, or whether she's Whitney or someone else by now, might be whoever it is, someone who loves me. That's the woman of my dreams, the one who loves me. That's all I want in life, and who can make me that. Because I can't be a bodyguard with no one to guard, can I? Why would I bother trying? So there's no point, is there? So, but yeah, I suppose no one wants to get sorted in half, do they? By a katana sword. But yeah, I wouldn't want to do it either. It's ridiculous, really. But it's a romantic idea. The other one I was watching tonight was Avril Lavigne, "I'm With You." It's a beautiful song. I love that. I love her songs. They really speak to me. I must have met her somewhere online or somewhere, and she's been inspired by something, or maybe she's just singing to God or Jesus, and I connect to that, or something, or because I always get that feeling she's searching for God or searching for a hero or searching for a life partner or a husband, and she's sort of like, "I'm with you, whoever can get me the hell out of here. Take me by the hand, take me somewhere new." She's like sick of the party scene, sick of drugs. She just wants to get out of there and find something meaningful. I like all that. I like those songs she writes. Then she's like, so much for my happy ending. Like, she didn't meet the guy. I swear I saw her on the beach in Sydney, and she did that same look where she flicks her head around and looks lost. Like that song. What's that song? The other one. I couldn't tell, but she said she wants. Trying to think of the song. She wants to go home. Nobody's home. Where she lies, broken inside, lost inside, lost inside. Oh, oh. Yeah, they're good songs. I wonder what her life was like. Because you see her look all popped up and a little sort of punk princess, and you just wonder if she just sat at home bored, when she wasn't doing music. Yeah, I sort of girl I'd love to have met somewhere along the line and gone and just like jam with her, even just in the garage or at home. Just I like the idea of jamming with a girlfriend or something. Um, on drums or singing, guitar, whatever. I like just singing with a microphone. Sometimes have a good guitarist, like girlfriend, playing the guitar, because I like the look of girls playing solos and that. They got nice long fingers, and I could never quite get all the solos. I felt a bit stressed. I couldn't quite get my heart open to find that part of me. I'd practice and lose hope and lose interest, and I just couldn't quite get to it. All the other stuff come fairly easy. I mean, in the beginning, it's like a whole new sort of language you're learning. It's like, how do I get my fingers to do this? But after a few weeks, I was like playing one with Metallica. That's the first song I learned. And I could play most of it. Like, my sister's boyfriend back then at school lent me his guitar when he went away on holiday. I was so happy he lent me it. I was like, just such a privilege, and probably the fact I kept it, in good shape. I didn't damage it or anything. I was quite happy about it. I played it for him though. He looked a bit like upset that I could play so well. I don't think he expected me to play the whole song, because I don't think he could even. But he's probably got better later on. But like he was better than me anyway. But I'm just saying, he probably got a shock how good I was so quickly. Just in a few months, I was playing full songs already. And it wasn't a big deal. I'm just saying, just looked a bit like, oh, I didn't expect you to do that. Anyway, yeah, that was one influence for my sister's boyfriend, and the other one was comic books. I never really read all those Alien, Predator, Slain. I love Slain. I love those books. They're really good. I love the graphic artwork, the airbrush stuff. I really wanted to do that at school, and I tried doing it in graphics. And it's so hard. I had no idea what I was doing. You got to set it all up, and it's such a, you got to have all the ink and everything pumping in off. You can't just use the normal little airbrushes. You got to get proper professional art ones, not just plain the ones we had. It's shocking. I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know, but yeah. But what I was going to talk about was sort of before Transylvania, like when I used to walk around there in my cloak and my hat, and it was all human skin, and it was sort of furry. We used to eat people. We're all, vampires. There was no animals around. It was just all desolate. And I was just thinking back to how I was created. I won't say exactly, I don't want everyone knowing my business like that, but I remember right back to why I became a sun god, from what I was. I was this sort of a, how do I sort of describe it? I've got a lot of concepts in my mind which I learned, but the truth comes from a different place. So you forget all those learned concepts like the Holy Ghost and the God and all this stuff, and you come right down to, I would say, I become a god sun god. I was for a long time, probably I would say 30,000 years. I was a sun god, Ra, and I lived forever. 30,000 years I lived before I was attacked, and we all left, and all my family turned to dogs and things, and um, the fear got to them because we were just sitting relaxing in the sun. All of a sudden we're attacked by all these people, come from another place. I don't know whether aliens or just on Earth, and they come and assaulted us, and they couldn't get to me. I was the god, so I left. But all my family got put in UFO ships. All my women were taken in, put in UFOs. They're probably still around, and I'd love to see them again. But at the right time, after I'm married, got my kids and family, I'd love to see them if they're in a facility. Try and help them because I've got what it takes to help them recover. Other people will suffer all the radiation from them, but because I have my spirit now as a universe, I can help them. That's why I became the universe, to help them. So I'd love to, honor their wishes and the way they'd like to be helped and saved. I'd like to do it properly. Sort of everyone else has been messed up, but I'd like to do that properly. To honour the fact that they've suffered for that long, must be over 10,000 years they've been in those ships, and they deserve a good journey back, I think. So it will be nice to do it after I'm married, have my family, my children around me. I can go visit them and hold their hand and guide them back to the light wherever they've gone into the darkness. And like before before I was Ra for like 30,000 years, just living. We thought we'd just live forever, and then all of a sudden our lives were threatened, and all the people just panicked. Trigger was one of them, Anubis. He wasn't called Anubis back then, he was called something else. I won't give it any more. I like to him just think of three things with Trigger. Keep it simple because he's a dog, he tries hard to keep up with us, He likes to rest. It's hard on this life, so he likes sleeping. But yeah, just Crypto, Trigger, and Anubis I like for him. Just three different things: a Superman, a god, and just a dog, Trigger. His name's Trigger Sharon, named after the footy. He likes footy. He used to really love chasing the footy when I kicked it and that. So I call him Trigger Sharon. That's his name. But yeah. So sort of before Ra, I guess where I came from there. I've always existed in this system. I did go to Andromeda for a while. Before that, I was really, more plasmatic, which is apparition, appearing like ghosts and spirits, spooks. People call them will-o'-wisps. They'll be walking along and feel a presence, and it might just be this like a shape shift thing walk past through the trees, and it's just a will-o'-wisp, which is kind of like a dreamt up spirit from the heart of other beings, and then they become things. That's how creation happens with will-o'-wisp. But I wasn't that back then before the sun god. It's hard for me to sort of describe it without sort of. I don't want to sort of give away my sort of private life, but I was supposed to say I was a system of beings which were working towards humanity. So I had to be a harmonious system. And I remember I became a comet, and the sun was very dim. It was a very small sun, and after I was a system out there, and became this comet. And then I flew into this small sun. I went into it. There was no really impact or explosion. I just flew into it. I just kept spinning. Because you get into the sun, the center of the sun, the gravity holds you there, and you just spin. So I became like a spinning top inside of the sun in the center, and then I became like pure gravity. The whole of my body, the actual comet system that we were inside of the sun, there was nothing else there. It was just a dormant little sun. It would have looked like the outside like a black hole, but it was actually a bright sun. It was bright light, but it looked black because there's nothing to reflect. So it was like a comet flying through space and disappearing like that, just vanishing, just like, and pop, disappeared. And you go inside the sun, and then you spin like a top. Like you just spin, and then you end up sort of just rotating like in all directions, like spinning like that. And you go so fast that you just look like you're standing still. And then you start to develop gravity, like intense gravity and pressure that suns don't have. They don't have gravity like that. That's why they can shine. They can shine all their energy out. If we had no gravity Earth, we'd probably shine a lot of green light and sort of plant-looking, atmosphere. But we don't really show much, Earth looks pretty dull out there. There's not much light coming off. There's a little bit, we have some light, our planet. But compared to the sun, we're just, not visible. Yeah, so you go inside the sun, you start spinning, you create this gravity. There's nothing else out there around you. It's just the sun by itself, which attracts a comet. It's kind of almost like a sperm going to an egg in a way, and you start to absorb the sun. This thing inside the comet inside the sun starts to absorb the sun until you're just pure gravity, and then you sort of wear yourself out, and your system comes out into the sun, into that sphere, and then it just starts, as it slows, the spinning, like it's doing it starts to come out sort of like flat, like the spinning, then it goes, it starts to open out, and that's how you see a system start to develop, like with planets. So yeah, I was like the sun god of this system. So all the planets are named after me. They're all different gods that I am inside. So I'm Uranus, which is like Merman or Aquaman. I'm like Saturn, which is like what's the other one? I was thinking of it today. Another one of those gods. Venus is a bit like Spider-Man. Mars is a bit like Iron Man. Earth is kind of Peter Pan, sort of kind of Wonder Woman too, Earth. So I have all these gods, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto. There were other ones further in, but Pluto was the furthest one out. Usually Pluto which is connected to the sun, primarily is the outside of the sun. So the sun expands till all it is a burning mass in the center. So we're actually inside of the sun. Pluto's part of the sun as well. But slowly over time, if there's problems or conflicts, usually a system will stay open, But if there's conflicts or problems and a planet gets damaged and starts to erode and fall into the sun like Hades did, and then we had another one, we had Hades, Apollo, Mercury. I think Mercury's the closest one now, but there might be one more there. I can't remember what it's called. It starts with M, I think. Hades, Apollo. What's the other one? Mercury, Mars, Earth, Venus, Saturn, Uranus, Jupiter, Um, what's the other one there? Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. I think there's one more. Pluto. So that's our sun, our system. It's called the sun's called Sol. So sun is SOL. Earth is Pan. Mars is Ma. Saturn's Sat. They're all three letters. Uranus is URS. Pluto's PLU. They're the names of the planets, and then the gods are named after those. So, Mercury's MER, Apollo's APO, and then Hades is HAD, Had, Sol, Earth is Pan. So all the names of the gods, and they extended Pan to Peter Pan, which should really be not panties, but we like that, don't we? It's something. I haven't thought about it for a long time. So Mars, I think it's just Pans. I think Pans, or it might just stay Pan. Earth might just stay Pan, I think. Mars, Pan. Venus, VEN, Ven. A lot of goddesses of Venezuelan. A lot of Martians from Mars. Or Marcellis, I think, has a lot of strong men, Marcel. So all these things are named after things. Like Pan is Pan Pacific. A lot of the nice looking, good looking Pan guys come from Pan Pacific. It's a system that I birthed for myself. So the system, when I say the world, the universe is me, it's like saying this was me anyway. This whole place is me. Love. So that's why you love each other. Don't fight, because we're just one thing, and the whole universe out there has blossomed from us. We're like the important bit of the whole thing, like the brains of the whole, or the heart and soul of it. So where the interest lies, everything else out there is nothing much of interest. There's stuff, but it's not really interesting. So the interest is really, when I woke up, it really came from me here, and I found life so interesting around me. And some people get bored when I get hurt. When I get hurt and upset, the world gets bored, and so it comes up with computers and things to try and stimulate entertainment. But yeah, so that's what I come from. I was a system turned to a comet, went into the sun, spun, exploded out into, not exploded, but moved out gently into a solar system, and SOL, solar. So it comes from the sun, the soul, and solar is from sun. So yeah, that's how it all sort of happened. Peace out from Pan, so I can fly. Don't try it at home. You're not a god.